36 years ago, I found myself divorced. And on this particular day, I was with my girlfriend complaining about my lack. Well, after all, I was Ellie from the deli, making $5.30 an hour. I was trying to raise 3 kids on my own, receiving sporadic child support payments, and I was feeling really low, like my future was hopeless. And as I sipped some more coffee, my hands shaking, I decided it would be a good idea to have a cigarette. Maybe that would calm me down. Well, my 6-year-old daughter, Tina, came in from playing outside. And when she came in, that breath of fresh air came with her, followed her to the refrigerator. She was hungry. She had been playing. She proceeded to take an apple out of the refrigerator. And as she bit into it, my thoughts screamed, "No, no, put it back. I can't replace it." Then kind of a miracle happened. The thought came, you have everything you need in this moment. And have you had that thought? You feel, at least for me, just a calmness, a real serenity. And it was so new for me, such a new concept, that I entertained that thought again. I have everything I need in this moment. Everything I need in this moment. And I became calm again. This was a defining moment for me. It was one where I started to understand the impact of my thoughts on my body and how I felt, and I began to open to more abundance. And I became very excited about, how can this be? How can I create more abundance? And that's what I'm here to talk with you today. A quote from Eckhart Tolle in his book, A New Earth. Whether the thought of lack, whether it be money, recognition, or love, has become part of who you think you are, you will always experience lack. If the thought of lack, whether it be money, recognition, or love, becomes part of who you think you are, you will always experience lack. And my friend Joel and I, we like Eckhart Tolle, talking about what he said, and it's in the heart of this message. Who do I think I am? Joel said, I don't know who I am, but I'm going to go out and find out. Who am I? And people around me, they seem to be really abundant. They must know. So who did he happen upon? The first person that he came in contact was Alice, his doctor. Running up to her, "Alice, you take care of my body. Am I my body?" And Alice is a wise doctor. I think she actually comes to Unity. She said, "No, Joel, you are not your body. Actually, it's estimated that you have 70 to 100 trillion cells. And then each of those cells has 100 trillion atoms." Wow. 100 trillion atoms within. Now, you may think you're solid, but science is showing that that's a trick of perception. Space is really the truth of your being. And what's cooler, Joel, is that we have so many senses, so many gifts that we've been given. The gift of sight, smell, taste. We can talk, we can hear, we can move, we can feel, we can think. Wow, those are all gifts that we've been given, and they're a part of your body. She went on to say, food, most people like food. You like food, don't you? And for Alice, she loved these almond croissants. And she said, you know what I like? Especially the technology nowadays. I can take a frozen almond croissant out of my freezer, put it on this cookie sheet, go to bed, and it rises all on its own. I don't have to do anything. When I wake up in the morning, it's ready for me to bake it. I put it into the oven, and oh, Joel, do I love the smell. What smells do you like with food? Wow, it's wonderful, and then I get to taste it. I get to put it in my mouth and really enjoy the taste of that croissant. She said, I've talked about a lot of different senses, and the one I like the best is hearing somebody say, Alice, your dinner's ready, because I don't really like to cook. So I like all of that convenience. What's more important is that when I eat the food, I don't have to sit down and say, okay, I can't do anything else. I got to digest this stuff. We don't do that. Our body does that for us. What a gift that is. And our breath does that for us. Wow, you experienced it in meditation. Watching the breath. There wasn't anything that you're doing. You can help the breath, right, by breathing deep, knowing how it works. But you're not breathing your body. And she said when you misunderstand, when you think you're your body, then you become afraid. Because our bodies are always changing. Remember all those cells? They're continually changing. And we might become afraid of loss, aging. And Joel, you know, when you get older, the hair on your head, at least this is my experience as I'm a doctor, maybe you have too, the hair on your head seems to go away and somehow the universe thinks it's funny to stick it in your ear. I don't get it, but that's how it works. So Joel, you're not your body. So Joel said, okay, thanks, Alice. Let's see, I'm not my body. I'm a computer programmer. That's who I must be. So he met his friend Ken, his co-worker, and he said, Ken, am I just a computer programmer? Ken looked at him and said, no, Joel, you're not the roles that you play. And then he realized that, you know, Joel has been gaining a little weight. He likes those croissants too that Alice does. And so he quickly said, no, it's not like stomach rolls or hip rolls, because we can hear things, and then if we're self-conscious, we can take it differently, right? So he said, no, you're not the roles. You're a son, or you have been. You are a son. You are a son, a brother, a friend, a husband, a father, a co-worker. Those are the roles that you play. They're relationships for you to be able to expand your love and to be of service to other people. So as a co-worker, we create things that make it easier. Technology, phones. I was just at a funeral and was so grateful for texting because we could communicate with each other so much easier. What a gift that is, and that's what Joel does. He helps create things that make it more convenient for us. And Ken went on too to say, you know, if you attach yourself to that role, especially a working role, put all your energy in it, you forget about all the other relationships, all the other gifts that there are. And that's being afraid. Afraid and thinking that money is the only thing where there's riches. There's so much more that's expansive. So Joel, you're not your roles. So Joel goes, okay, I'm not my body, I'm not my roles. It must be my mind and my thoughts. So who does he meet but his college professor? He loves his college professor, he's very smart. Runs up to him without any Minnesota nice, like, hi, how's it going? Gets right into it, professor. Am I my mind, am I my thoughts? Professor says, he's smart too. He's astute. He says, Joel, looking him directly in the eye, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts come and go. However, it's fun, isn't it? When you were in school, you got to learn so much. And I saw the passion that you had for computer science. It was so fun to watch you get excited about that. Other people get excited about art or maybe literature, and that's their passion. Isn't it fun to be able to continue to learn that helps you navigate through the world? Wow, and then to find what your passion is. That makes it exciting to be alive. And Joel, thoughts go further than that. We have thoughts, and actually we have a lot of power. We can think angry thoughts. And guess what, Joel? Our body's well equipped. You get to feel angry then. That's how it works. Oh, so if I think a happy thought, I get to feel happy inside as well. Wow, thank you. That's a good gauge. It's something that I can say, I might not be aware of the thought, but I can feel this. I wonder what's going on. And to really be in tune with your body in that way. So when you become or think that you're your thoughts, college professor went on to say that's the biggest lack you can experience. You are truly separated from your true nature. Joel thanked the college professor, went on. So I'm not my body, I'm not my roles, I'm not my thoughts. Who am I? And he sat down on a rock. And he thought, this is a simple question. It's 3 words. Actually, it's only 6 letters. Who am I? And he thought, could I figure this out? And he was outside in nature. And he started to observe. And he started to notice. And he noticed, like you can see if you look outside, the wind, the air blowing the trees. And he said, that's the same air that I breathe. And then he looked at the sun and he said, that sun, it makes things grow and I eat it. And I'm a part of that. And the light, oh, the light and the darkness that I see. And he felt a real connection. And he thought, I'm here in this time and this space. I'm here. And it came to him, I am spirit. Just like for me, sitting in my kitchen, you have everything you need. For Joel, it was, I am spirit. And he said it again because that peace, that connection he felt. I am spirit. And he enjoyed it. He sat on the rock and he said, I know who I am. I figured it out. I'm experiencing it for myself. I am spirit. So like we all do, we go back into our daily life. And Joel came up with 3 things that he discovered were needed to change in his life so that he could really honor knowing that he was spirit. And the first was that he found when he understood he was spirit, he was in a quiet place. He was enjoying nature. So he understood that he needed to have that be a daily practice. Some amount of time that he could reconnect and say, yes, I am spirit. And just allow that knowing to get stronger. So that was his inner step that he took. Then he also needed to be honest with himself and say, you know, I'm here to experience life. I create things. What a joy that is. I'd like to go on a vacation. I've been working a lot. I've been even giving up the time that they give me. So I'll pause right here and let you think, what would be abundance in your life? What would you like to have show up that represents abundance? Is there something that comes to mind right away? Do you want to take a vacation? You want a car? Something else that would you say, oh yes, this would allow spirit to feel so good and to really be expressed and for me to experience. So for Joel it was vacation, and that meant he had some outer steps to take. He needed to maybe talk with a travel agency, talk to other people. What kinds of trips did they like to do? Did he want to go to Germany? Did he want to stay local? Did he want to fish and hike, or did he want to go to museums and be in the city? Did he want to go to the mountain, or did he want to go to the beach? So he needed to be clear. Could he do all of those? Perhaps, but he needed to pick one, right? So that each of the steps that he took would get him closer to that. And what he realized is that every step that I take, I need to understand that I am spirit. I am spirit taking these steps. So that was the first thing that Joel learned. The second was to be grateful. He had so much already in his life. So to be grateful for another day, to wake up and say, I can be of service today as a computer programmer. How cool is that? I love my job. And then he could say, and I'm expanding myself. I'm doing what's necessary so that I can realize another goal, to be able to go on this cool vacation and to experience it. Isn't that fun? So he started to realize that he had things that he needed to do and to be grateful for any of the things that showed up. So grateful, you can do a gratitude list by saying thank you. Thank you to the people that help you to reach your goal, that give you more information. He also started to understand that he's not his body, he's not these roles, and he's not his mind, but they have certainly been given to him. So he decided to start taking better care of his body. Ah, my body, it likes to move. Maybe I can try something new. I used to like softball. I heard there's this thing called pickleball. Maybe I'll try that. Being open. I'm spirit, so if there's fear that's stopping me, it's not really a good excuse. Spirit says, go ahead, do it. So moving my body, and then feeding the body. He used to sit at his desk, open up the McDonald's, and if you've heard that you're supposed to have color on your plate, so once he opened that wrapper, and he did have mustard and ketchup, so those were yellow and red, and then that pickle got him some green. What he really learned was that he needed to have plants, the outside world, more of those, because he paid attention. How does my body feel when I feed it this food? And paying attention. Simply paying attention. And then instead of eating at his desk, he said, wow, I can pay attention to what I'm eating. Taste the food that I'm eating. Be very mindful of what it is. And he found that by adding the exercise and the movement, in addition to eating, he was sleeping much better. And his body was feeling energized. The role that he played, this was new for him, to take a vacation. He'd again been saying no, no, no. And what he found is that he had some thoughts then. What are people going to think about me? Are they going to think, oh, he doesn't care enough about the job anymore? He's going on a vacation. What does that mean? And he had some challenges within himself to say, it's okay. It's good that I'm actually taking a vacation because I'm going to be energized and I'm going to be able to give that back to everybody. We need to separate ourselves from what it is that we do every day so we can get a new perspective and meet other people. So he said, okay, I can do that. And then his mind said, oh, sometimes I have those limiting beliefs, those things that show up. It's fear. It isn't even a thought. It's in here. And oh my God, what am I going to do with it? So he started paying attention and knew that, oh yeah, Professor told me I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my emotions either. So maybe I don't have to get so attached to them. And he learned how to detach from them. The third thing that he learned was that he needed confidence. Remember, he's been doing things in a certain way for quite a long time. And he's kind of tried before, but hasn't given a lot of energy towards it. So I just don't trust myself that I'm going to really follow through. So what he needed to do was to remember. It's like, Joel, remember, you had a goal that you really didn't think at some point that it would work. And yet you made all the steps possible so that that dream could come true. So we need to think, when it seems like it's just too hard, we need to think about, oh, I remember, it was hard before, but I got through it. And when that obstacle comes in place, you can stand here, and some people like to go around it, some people want to turn their back to it. If you look at it and say, I'm spirit, I have a mind, I can get through it, and I probably have help from other people. They can help me get through it as well. So I'm going to go through it and learn something from that. And so Joel said, I need to extend my mantra. So if you have a mantra, Joel's was I'm spirit, and he needed added tried and true. Because, sometimes it's not as easy as I think it should be. Not real clear on why this obstacle is showing up. Actually, I'd like it to go away, but it's here. And so he said, I'm spirit, tried and true. And then he said, that frees me up because now I'm not afraid of anything. Whatever comes, I can say it's for me. And so he added, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, this feels good. I'm excited. I'm spirit. Spirit can send me things if I'm supposed to learn something, and I can be true to that. So I asked you to think about something that was abundance, and I'd ask that you think about something that you can do when you leave here. It might be reminding yourself that you are spirit. It might be taking those outer steps in that confidence with your body, a change in your role. Perhaps it is with your mind, because you're not those. Perhaps it's being more grateful for what it is that you already have. So if there's something that you can do that you can implement easily, I'd invite you to pick that. And with that, we do things on our own, and yet we come to unity because we like the support. And so I'd like us to finish with, we are spirit, tried and true. We are spirit, woo, woo, woo. And if you feel so compelled, you're going to lift your arm because we're doing a little bit of movement. So are you okay with, there we go, 2 hands works, okay. So let's take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling, and then it's, we are spirit, tried and true. We are spirit, woo, woo, woo. Excellent. We need to do it again, right? We're people that we need to remind ourselves. So let's take a deep breath again, inhaling, exhaling. We are spirit, tried and true. We are spirit, woo, woo, woo. I sense we have one more in us. Ready? Take a deep breath, inhaling.